Hello and welcome to the eOrganic webinar on local dirt, beyond marketing, find buyers, sell online, source and buy product yourself. In this webinar, Heather Hillerin and Cassie Rizzo of Local Dirt will talk about some of the easiest and best known free ways to market and sell farm products in your local area, and they will describe Local Dirt, a new free system to find and buy fresh local food directly from the family farm. My name is Alice Formiga, and I'm the webinar coordinator for eOrganic. eOrganic is the organic agriculture community of practice with e-extension. We're a community of cooperative extension service personnel, researchers, ag professionals, organic certifiers, and practitioners. You can find information about upcoming webinars as well as articles and videos on organic farming on our website at extension.org/organic_production. This presentation is being recorded and will be posted to our website along with all our many other archived webinars on organic farming topics. We're very excited to have Heather Hillerin and Cassie Rizzo with us online today from Madison, Wisconsin. After their 45-minute presentation, you'll have the chance to ask them questions. If you have a question at any time during the presentation, you can simply type it into the question box on your screen and hit return. If you don't see the question box, click the small plus sign next to the word question on your control panel to open it up. We'll read the questions out loud and answer as many as we have time for in the 30-minute question period following the presentation. Because we have a large number of people registered, not everyone may get their questions answered, but we'll give you some resources if you want to ask additional questions after the webinar. Okay, Heather, I'm going to make you the presenter and hand the screen controls over to you now. Want to unmute yourself?
Okay. This webinar is for farmers and agricultural service providers. It's to describe some of the easiest and best known free ways to market farm products in your local area, and then we're going to describe a new free system to find buyers and manage your price sheets. I'm Heather Hillerin. I've spent 10 years at Whole Foods Market, and my dad's a farmer. I started Local Dirt in, we launched the site in 2009. I'm the founder, and I work with partnerships. For instance, we have a lot of partnerships with local food nonprofits. I work with all of our projects. If somebody has a grant and they're trying to track local food sales in their area, I help them with that. And then also any ideas for the Local Dirt site that can help farmers and help anybody who uses it. With me also is Cassie Rizzo. She's had 10 years experience in the food industry. She's been with Local Dirt for 2 years as the outreach coordinator. She works with any questions that anyone has about Local Dirt. She provides assistance for farmers needing to put up their profiles or needing to put up their price sheets. And she also gives tours of the site if people have in-depth questions about, let's say, how the buying club part works or the farmers market works. Today we're going to talk about marketing, about Local Dirt, direct sales, wholesale, and the summary. If you look at the bottom, you'll see that a guide will drive you through. So when we're in the marketing section, the marketing will highlight. When we're in the about section, about will highlight, and direct and wholesale and summary. We're going to spend a good deal of time on the marketing section, and I know that this presentation it's called Beyond Marketing. But to get beyond marketing, we really need to talk about marketing. So we're going to spend about 12 minutes talking about marketing. We're going to explain what Local Dirt is for about 4 minutes. We're going to talk about direct sales for about 10 minutes, and then we're going to talk about wholesale for about 13 minutes, and then we're going to have a quick summary, and then we'll be happy to take any questions at the end. So there are a lot of marketing options out there. We're going to focus on the ones that are free. And this means we will not be talking about websites. We're going to focus on only the things that are free, just because if we tried to cover everything, it would be too much. So some of these things you may already use, but we're going to briefly go over all the options that you could have. So why do marketing? Marketing leads to an increase in demand. It leads to higher sales. It leads to higher prices if you do it right. The goal for marketing is to answer questions about what you are muted. And by what, we really mean price sheets. Price sheets give the best information for what you are selling. Another goal is to convince them why they should be buying from you, and that would be in the description. And why should they buy from you? The word I hear again and again and again from farmers who sell local food and who sell organic food is relationships, relationships, relationships. And research has also brought up other words, trust and community. So when you write your profile and when you do your marketing, keep those three values in mind that customers are looking for. That means that terms like family farm and in business for 60 years and showing where you are located become very important and become very powerful marketing tools. And so in the past, family farms have relied on word of mouth to gain new consumers. In fact, Jeremy Foltz of the University of Wisconsin-Madison Department of Agriculture did a survey of value-added farmers, and by value-added farmers we mean all farmers who have products that are non-commodity, meaning organic or local or differentiated in some way. And he found that over 60% marketed using only word of mouth. In fact, almost every farm in this survey said that they marketed using word of mouth first. And the thing to keep in mind about marketing in the 21st century is that word of mouth is still really important, but the ways that people are talking to each other has really changed. So the values that drive people to buy from local farmers continue to be the same that they've always been, but the difference is that many of the conversations about local farms and products are taking place online. So your online presence is really a critical place for you to build relationships, build trust, and participate in your local community. So how are they talking online? Well, it's through email, it's through phone texting, it's through Facebook, it's through online chat, it's through Twitter, and it's even a little bit through YouTube. And what do these all have in common? They're all places where people are having conversations online. And in fact, now more conversations are happening online than offline. One example of this is, well, we all know how much teenagers can talk. The average teenage girl sends, and this is average, the average teenage girl sends 100 or more text messages a day. And that calculates out to over 3,000 text messages a month. That means, and those numbers are going up every year. That means that they're still talking, they've just taken their discussions someplace else. And it's not just teenagers, it's trickling to everywhere else. Now I'm going to talk about the basic points that you need to get started, and then I'll also tell you about the great free resources to be able to use those. There are three ways that you can have an online marketing presence, depending on how much time you have. So the lowest amount of time is obviously static information that really only needs to be updated maybe once a year, and those fall into the profiles category. There's also changing information that you will need to update at least monthly, ideally weekly. And then there's also the most intensive, which is conversations and discussions, and those happen daily. So for the first one, static information that happens on a yearly basis, there are two ways to look, two places to look. And we're only going to look again at the free places. So make sure you take advantage of all of these free resources before you spend any money to market. Take advantage of all of them. The more places that your profile is in, the better. So look up what local sites there are in your state or county, and there's usually one in just about every single state. So like in Minnesota, there's Minnesota Grown, there's Puget Sound Fresh. In California, there's California Grown that shows profiles of farms. Usually to get your profile up there, you're going to need to contact them, and usually you fill out a paper form to get your information there. There are also national sites that are out there too that post it nationally. There's Local Dirt, there's Facebook, and there are a few others too. And again, be sure you take advantage of many of these free resources as you can, but be sure you keep a list of every place that you have put your information, so you can go back and update it. So when you do a static profile, be sure that you make it count. because this is a reflection of your farm and your business. That means pictures are important. Show the farm, show the family. One of the profiles you see on the left was on Local Dirt, and you see that they haven't put up any information, and it really doesn't tell the customer anything. It doesn't show, all it shows is where they are located. It doesn't show the products, it doesn't show who they are, so there's really no reason for people to contact them. And a profile like that is pretty pointless. People aren't going to get any information except contact information from that profile. Compare that to the profile down below where they actually have a great story, they have a description, they have a short description and a long description. If we scroll down, they use keywords. They have a picture of the product, and so just by looking at the picture, I know that it's grass raised, and I know that it's raised humanely. I know what the logo is, so if I'm driving by and I see the logo, or if I'm at the farmer's market and I see the logo, I'll be able to associate it back to their profile. Something like that is very powerful. When you do your profile, put in other links. So here's one profile, they put in the link back to their website. The more links that you can put in back and forth really only increase your chances of being found and give the customer more options for how to find information. So think about how people think of your business when they see information and then when they don't see your information. So what you put up on your profile is really a reflection of your business. If you don't update it at least once a year and somebody finds a product on your site and they call you and they're looking for that product and you say, well, we haven't sold that for 2 years, they start to doubt what kind of a business it is. They start to doubt if you really care about your business and the products that you have. Some suggestions for changing content. And changing content, there are fewer options. These get updated monthly to weekly, which means they're sites that you're going to need to log into so you can update the product. And this is where you give people who already know you the latest updates. You keep them posted on anything new or interesting that's going on at your farm. Sometimes it'll be information that relates directly to selling your products, like updated prices, sales, etc. But it's also a good way to tell compelling stories that will benefit you directly. Some of the same suggestions still apply. Pictures are important. Here's Local Dirt's page on Facebook, and you can see the pictures that are in the posts are much more compelling. We put in links to stories that are interesting, and we update it often. We update it once every day. Links are very important. Here's Growing Power's Facebook page, and when you go into the information, you'll see they put down all of their links. People can find their YouTube link so they can see videos on it. They see that they have a Twitter account. They see their website so they can go back to their website. So really their Facebook page, even though they have a website, their Facebook page is increasing and helping people find their website, and it's also helping people find more information about them. So I would say more is better. Another way to update your content is through products. Local Dirt, you can actually post your products, and you post the quantity and prices up there. This may sound daunting to update, but actually the site calculates inventory for you. So when somebody places an order, it calculates down from 20. If somebody ordered 15, then it'll go down to 5. And then if somebody orders 5 more, it'll take it off of there. So there are ways that and tools that you can use so you do not have to update things as often. There are lots of sites that automate the updating for you. And YouTube is another option. If you have things going on seasonally on your farm, maybe there's a new lamb being born in the springtime, and you take a little video of that lamb's first steps, and it makes everybody just, say, oh, that's so cute. Then people are going to want to see that video. They're going to pass it on to their friends. If you have your farm name in there, they're going to want to look at your farm website or your Facebook page or your price list on Local Dirt. They're going to want to buy from you because they're going to feel good about what you're doing on your farm. Then there's also the conversation daily. The best way to do this is to engage others, to pique their curiosity, and definitely to have fun. The best conversation daily tool is definitely Twitter, where you're actually having an online conversation. People are tweeting you, you're tweeting them. I would not suggest signing up for a Twitter account if you're only going to look at it once a year, or if you're only going to look at it once a month, because when people tweet you, they're going to expect an immediate response, at the very least within a day or two, because people have their Twitter accounts on their phone, they carry it with them, and when that expectation isn't met, it's kind of like not answering the phone when somebody calls. They just assume that you're not there, you're not open for business, you don't care, lots of assumptions. But when you do respond and show that you care, that has the opposite impact. People really like it. Some ways to engage others, pique curiosity, and have fun. Here we actually posted about the USDA making phone apps, and we asked them what future phone apps would be useful to you. And some people put in their 2 cents about different phone apps that they would like or not like. We also put up something about, here's an 11-year-old who did a national talk on TED, which is promoted internationally. Actually, he had hundreds of thousands of people watching his talk on what's wrong with our food system, but this was an 11-year-old. So instantly, I mean, people wanted to hear about it. They wanted to see, what does an 11-year-old have to say about local food systems? And it really piqued people's curiosity. Some additional resources here, and you don't have to write this down quickly because, again, the PowerPoint will be posted on eOrganic's website, and these presentations will be posted to YouTube. But the Ohio Farm Bureau has a great, and I'm going to get it up, they have a great guide for social media that you can see online, and it definitely takes you through step-by-step how to get started on Twitter, how to get started on Facebook, step by step. There's also Virginia farmers Chris and Jen Sims. If you want to take a look at some really great social marketing, take a look at their site. They update it seasonally. They have great pictures up there. I mean, just seeing this cat makes me want to buy from them because it's just adorable and very, very cute. And definitely, if you don't know how, and you are going to have questions as you go through this, don't expect to know everything. Don't expect to remember everything from this webinar. Definitely ask your family and friends. If your sister uses Facebook a lot, she's the one to ask about how to use it. So get them involved. So now that we've discussed marketing a bit, I want to talk more about one tool in particular, Local Dirt. Local Dirt is the only free national web service that goes beyond marketing because it's also a place where you can find buyers, sell online, source and buy product yourself. So in other words, the same tool that you use to market and put up your profile can also be a tool to manage your business. So how does it work? The best way to describe how it works is to talk about how it got started. How it got started was I used to work for a grocery store, and when I started there, they were buying from about 24 local farmers. And as each year went by, you would think that they would buy from more and more local farmers, and in fact, the exact opposite was happening. As each year went by, they were buying from fewer and fewer, to the point where when I left, they had gone from 24 local farmers down to 2. And the reason wasn't because of quality or quantity or price. It was just because it was so unbelievably time-consuming to buy from local producers. So literally on the produce buyer's buying day, she would hope that she would get all of her price sheets. She would have them dropped off or faxed in or emailed in. She would collect all them up on her buying day, and she never had all of them, lay them out in front of her. She would put down her wish list. She'd figure out who had what, how much they had, what the price was, and then she'd sit there and play phone tag all day long with the farmers asking, do you still have the product? Is it still the same price? Because prices can change up to twice a week. And this took her all day long to do, and because she was committed, she did it, but whenever she got busy or she went on vacation, or when we got a new person in that position, what did they do? They did the easiest thing, which was to go online and buy through the regional distribution center. And it really was hurting our store. One example is sweet corn season here in Wisconsin. You cannot go 2 blocks without finding somebody who's selling sweet corn. And what did our produce buyer do? She went online and she bought a pallet from the next state over. And it was at least a week from when that sweet corn was harvested to when it got put out on the shelf. And the joke that my dad says about sweet corn is that when you're harvesting sweet corn and you drop an ear, don't go back out in the field and pick it up, because by the time you go back out in the field and pick it up, it's already gone bad. So when we put the sweet corn out on the shelf, it looked like this picture. It looked beautiful, and customers bought it. As soon as they tasted it, it tasted starchy, and they didn't buy any more because it wasn't sweet corn anymore. So we ended up throwing out about 3/4 of a pallet of sweet corn. That didn't help us at all. It would have been much better if we could have bought locally, got it out there when it was fresh, and sold it when it was fresh. I didn't think much more about this problem until I went back to get my MBA and was working with a local food nonprofit. And my job was to find a project for them to do. And as soon as the executive director met me and found out where I worked, she scolded me like I was 8 years old and said, "You people over there, you don't care about your customers, you don't care about the local farms because you're dropping them all." And I tried to tell her, no, it's hard for us to do that. And finally, the project that we came up with was, you know what, let's have the farms get the products online so that the buyers can just go online and buy directly from them. It'll take them 5 minutes instead of all day. And I guarantee you they'll do that because that's what they really want to do. They want to buy local first and then just fill in the gaps with the regional distribution center. I really got off the ground. We created Local Dirt, and it really got off the ground when we were funded by the National Science Foundation, and we continue even now to be funded by the National Science Foundation, which is why there are no fees, no charges, no payments at all. We launched Local Dirt in 2009, and we expanded the marketing by now having a phone app. We have the phone app Locavore, and we just got that in 2010. And it's the #1 local food iPhone app in the Apple Store. And it's featured in the Apple Store, which is a wonderful thing. So just to be clear about what we do and what we don't do, we're a national site. So when you go on the site, you can look up farms, farmer markets, buying clubs in your local area. That's how it can work for anybody, anywhere. Sometimes we get the question, oh, it'd be nice if you come to our area. We're already there. And we have people signed up in every single state. We're an information source where people can find more information about farms and products. We're an online marketplace. We do automated record keeping, such as inventory is automated, and we really think of ourselves as just an IT solution. We are not a distributor. We do not deliver product. We're not a buyer. We don't buy product. We're not a middleman. We don't get in the middle of the payments. No payments go to us. They all go directly to the farms. And there is no shipping on the site. Products are either picked up at the farmer's market or farm, or if it's wholesale, they're delivered directly to the buyer. And now I'm going to pass it over to Cassie so she can tell you a little bit more about direct marketing.
Hi everyone, this is Cassie Rizzo, and I am the Outreach Coordinator for Local Dirt. So I wanted to go through Local Dirt, which is the free online service, and let you know how it can simplify and streamline your direct sales for your family farm. When going through this, I wanted to break it up in a couple different sections. So first of all, I want to talk about how Local Dirt can market your farm. And as we're going through this, if you have any questions, of course, we're going to answer them at the end, but feel free to know that you may not understand everything completely, but we will be able to help you every step of the way. So definitely make sure that you know that we're here to help you when we're going through this. So first, marketing on Local Dirt. Everybody has a profile page on Local Dirt. All the farms and businesses have profile page. Customers go in, they put their location in, and then they can find different farms available, businesses available that buy local, and they can search for them and buy directly from them. So they can view the farm's profile page. This is an example of a farm here in Wisconsin, and what she does is she tells her story, says a little bit about her farm, she puts her logo in, some pictures of her actual product, she links to her page. She really wants to make that connection with her buyer, so she says a little something extra. You know, this weekend we're going to bring out the tractors, come have your kids play. We have a corn maze. Anything like that that really gets you to connect with your buyer is a great thing to put in your profile page. And of course, we also put on the Google Maps so people know where you're located. Another example of a different profile page that we have on Local Dirt is through farmers markets. This is a Dane County Farmers Market. I'm in Madison, Wisconsin right now, so we have one of the biggest, if not the biggest, farmers market in the country, and it's just absolutely wonderful if anybody's ever been there. It's right around the Capitol, and you can see in the picture's not that big in this one that he put in there, but it's absolutely gorgeous. So he tells a little description about his market, the type of vendors you would expect to see at his market, and anything, you know, that makes the market special. I know some markets do competitions, like come down and we'll have an make apple pie, anything that has to do with apple when it's apple season. So I've seen that a lot. So I've a lot of different things that they do. Or we're going to have a band this week. Come down and see it. So you can put all that info in there. You can also list your schedule. So we're open these days, we're located on these blocks, we're open rain or shine. Okay, we're going to be closed if it's raining. These are the times we're available. So you can put in that nice schedule so people can find you, know where you're located, and know what times they're open. Lastly, all farms that are on the site that are linked up to your farmer's market will show up on the farmer's market profile page. So it'll say the farm, a brief description of the farm, and then you can also click in to get more products available from them. One example of a farm that's linked up to the Dane County Farmers Market is Meadow Acres. This is her profile page, and a little background about her story is that she has the most beautiful plants and flowers I've ever seen. They're so stunning. With that being said, she's got a ton of them. So she can't possibly bring one of everything to the market and expect to have enough room and bring them all to the market. Or if she does, someone's going to buy one and then somebody may want it later. She can't possibly do that because she has so much variety available for her customers. So what we did is she took all these pictures of her flowers, every single flower that she offered and plant, and she sent them to me, and we got them put up online. And I wish I could show you those right now. However, like I said, I'm in Madison, Wisconsin, and out my office window there's still snow, so nothing's available for me to show you right now. But just know that this is her profile page, and when the time comes when those items are available, I would be able to do that for you and show those, and then you'd be able to pick which ones you want, and she would know what to bring to the farmer's market. So that's a great tool how people can go on, the farms can go on, and they can actually sell their product for pickup at the farmer's market. Next, I wanted to show you another way that a farm can sell direct to their customer is by CSA shares. This is a farm in Minnesota. It's Jubilee Fruits and Vegetables, and she has a smaller CSA, not a lot available, and since Local Dirt calculates inventory, she can list her CSA shares available on the site and make sure that she doesn't ever oversell. So she goes in, lists them, and here, this is what it looks like, and people just order directly from her. So with that being said, that takes care of the profile pages and how you market your farm. But I wanted to go into a little bit about how we're going to go beyond marketing. So this is the next step when you're using Local Dirt. So it's past the profile page. So we have our price sheets. These price sheets, customers can go in and they can see all about your product. They can see how many you have available. Like this is Hawk Hill Elk Ranch. And Heather showed their profile page earlier, but you can go in and you can see how many that they have available per each product. Some are 50 here and some are 49, and another one's 48. So the inventory will deduct in real time. And your customers can just go in and add that to their shopping cart. And once they do that, they would check out, and a purchase order would be automatically generated to both the buyer and the seller. So at any given point, somebody goes in, they place an order, the inventory is automatically calculated, and then the purchase orders are generated to both the buyer and the seller in real time. And then when this happens, the the buyer will get the invoice in their email address, as well as the seller will get one sent to their email. So you don't have to worry about logging into your local dirt account and checking it every day. And these purchase orders can actually be changed. So let's say they ordered 2 of the eggs. And you're not going to have 2 of the eggs. You're only going to have 1. You can short the total. And then at that point, when you short the total and save it, it's going to resend it out to the buyer. So you don't have to spend all day trying to get a hold of them and let them know. It'll automatically be sent to their email for you. So that'll be taken care of. So that's kind of how you use direct sales, using local dirt for your direct sales. So we did the marketing with the profile pages. We went beyond marketing and did our price sheets and creating an order. And now I want to talk a little bit about how you can just sign up on local dirt and get started using local dirt. So real quick, you're just going to log on to local dirt, and on the top you're going to go to join local dirt. Next, you're going to click on Join as a Small Farm. And you'll notice here that it's free. Direct sales will always be free for local dirt, so you don't have to worry about paying a fee. Nor do you have to worry about your buyers buying directly from the farm, paying for a fee. So you just click on there, and then it brings you to this screen. So for those of you that are registered with Facebook, you can speed up the process a little bit and connect with your Facebook account. Those of you that are not on Facebook, don't worry, neither am I. So you can just close that box and you fill in this information. Pretty standard general information. And then you're going to get an email. The email is going to say, click here to activate your account, and you're all set, ready to log in. Again, once you're logged in, you want to make sure you get that profile set up. So to get that profile set up, you're going to go to My Local Dirt, and then you're going to click on Profile. Once you're in your profile, you just edit and save. You want to put your pictures up, you get that story in, you get that connection with your customer, and be sure to save it. Next, you want to go beyond marketing, you want to get your products listed. So you're going to go to Sell Local, and then you're going to click on Products. And then lastly, you're just going to post a new item for sale. If you need help with any of this, we don't expect you to have to do it all on your own. We're always here to support you and help you. So be sure to contact us if we can help answer any questions or give you an additional online tour using local dirt. We are more and willing able to help. So that wraps up direct sales. Next, I wanted to move into wholesale. So you sell wholesale. It sometimes can be a big pain to manage multiple price sheets, multiple spreadsheets. You have tons of different buyers, you have papers flying everywhere if your desk looks anything like my desk. What I want to show you is how local dirt can consolidate all those different wholesale buyers into one price sheet, and that's going to save you a lot of time. So in getting into that, I wanted to start by showing you how to join local dirt as a wholesale seller. First, you're going to log on and you're going to click Join Local Dirt. Next, you're going to click Join as a Medium Farm. And as you can see, it is free right now. We're funded by the grant from the National Science Foundation, so the site is completely free for everybody to use. Then it's going to bring you to this screen. This is where your general information. Again, you can connect with Facebook to speed up the process if you have a Facebook account. If not, no problem. Just close out of that and fill in this information for you. Then what's going to happen? You're going to get an email from me saying, hey, your account's been approved, log on and check it out. And again, if you need any help, contact me. I want to reiterate again, that you are able to always contact me for help. I'm here in the office Monday through Friday. You can leave me an email. We can do another online tour. However it works best for you to learn is how we want to help you. So we are more than willing and able to do that for you. So I want to talk briefly about how you can network with buyers. So once you're signed up as a wholesale seller and you log on, first thing you should do is go on and click Search. When you do that, then you're going to go ahead and click this little box that says Wholesale Buyers. That's going to pull up all the different wholesale buyers that are in your area. All you have to do is simply click on View Profile. So that's going to bring up a profile page, and as a farm you have a profile page, but also the buyers have a profile page. This is Fresh Madison Market. They're located right in Madison, Wisconsin. And he tells a great story about himself, how the store started. They're brand new and they have a huge local foods initiative. And you can find out if you think your product would be a good fit for him. Let's say you don't deliver into Madison right now, but you're thinking about it. Do you think this will be a good outlet for your product? Do you think that he would be able to showcase you as a local product and better your product? If it would just be a good partnership. And you can read about that in his profile. And if you think so, go ahead and just send him a message. Click on that and it'll go right to his email. So again, you don't have to worry about him logging into his local dirt account a month from now when you don't even have the product available. It's going to go right to his email. So he's going to read it and he can respond to you however you tell him to. If he just responds, it'll go to your email, or tell him to give you a call. So that's how you network with additional buyers, and I want to touch base again on your profile. So using local dirt as marketing, again, you need, as a wholesale seller, you need to have your profile. You want to put your logo in there, get that branding going, get some additional pictures so people can see your product, see where it comes from, link to your website if you have one, tell your story, say what makes your product unique, what makes your product stand out and so great. Again, it has a little Google map that's going to show you where you're located so people can put that in relation too. So make sure to go in and get your profile listed as a wholesale seller as well. So to do that, click on My Local Dirt and then Profile. And all you have to do is edit and save from that point. Okay, we're going to talk a little bit about setup. This is, I know, a lot of information. I'm throwing a lot of it at you, but I want to touch base with this so that you've seen it before. Because until you set this up, people from Wisconsin, we don't want people from Wisconsin seeing a product that you offer only in California. So we want to make sure that you set up where you deliver to. You can do this two ways. You can select this up by location. Let's say you deliver to 3 different counties. Put those counties in there. You deliver to the whole state. Put that whole state in there. And let's say you only go Monday through Friday. Saturday and Sundays are your day. Put that in there. Set that up. Again, once you set it up once, it's done. It's just a matter of having to do it. And of course, we can help you do it too. Another way you can do it is set it up that you only deliver to certain buyers. So let's say I have a farm and I sell all my product to, this is New Leaf West Side. And New Leaf, it's all the New Leaf stores. So I sell out all my product to New Leaf, and I don't want to sell to any other wholesale buyers right now. I can't handle that. I just don't want to. So if you set it up that you only deliver to them, they are the only people that will be able to see your wholesale sales. There's a lot of farms that use it for this because it just facilitates their wholesale selling process. So you want to make sure you just set it up this way, and we can help you. You can also add you don't want to be running all over town, so add a minimum purchase amount. So if somebody places an order for $10, you're like, nope, I'm not going. Set it for $100. That way, you have a worthwhile sale that you can deliver. And also, you can add a delivery charge if need be. We do this by per mile because we are a nationwide site, and it's the only fair way to do it. So with that being said, that takes care of your setup. Let's talk a little bit, again, how Local Dirt goes beyond marketing and how you manage your price sheets. This is an example of a product. This, in particular, is from Swanton Berry Farms. Yes, they sell the most beautiful, tasty strawberries anyone has ever had. Absolutely wonderful. But they also sell amazing produce as well. This being a red bell pepper that they sell, and they sell it many different ways. As you can see, this person is part of 9 different farmers markets. So he says he only sells his product at the Menlo Park Farmers Market and the Berkeley. And he sells it for $35 a case at these farmers markets. Next, he doesn't sell it for delivery, but he could. All he had to do was check this box and put in the price that he sells it for delivery. Also, let's say, you know what, they're taking half the work for me. They're coming to the farm to pick it up. He can do that too. He can say, I'm putting this at $25 a case to pick up from me at my farm. Lastly, we have this exclusive pricing list. What that means is if you offer special pricing to specific buyers, the site can handle that. For example, I sell a lot of product to Whole Foods. I have a great rapport with them. I've been delivering there for years and years and years. They buy in large quantities. They always pay on time, so I give them a price break. I want to sell them for $17 a case. So anytime Whole Foods is logged in, they're going to see that case at $17 available. Okay, let's say I also deliver to Willie Street here in Madison, the co-op. They're great customers too, newer customers, and they don't buy as much as Whole Foods, but they still buy quite a bit, so I want to give them a deal as well. So I want to offer it at $19 a case. I can go ahead and set it up that way. So it's all about how you set it up, and of course, again, we're here to help with that. So we got your price sheet. This is what it looks like to manage your price sheet. You have your different products, and if you edit them, you'd go to the screen we just saw where you can list how you sell it. And you also notice that some are inactive and some are active. So what makes a product inactive versus active? First of all, an active product is only what your customers are going to see. They only see the active product, so you don't have to worry about them seeing the inactive. Well, what makes them inactive? That's easy. The availability. If you don't have items available, then they're not going to show up on your price sheet. For example, there's 24 here. If somebody buys 24, this is going to turn inactive immediately, and nobody else will be able to purchase this. Next, the availability dates. This is a really great tool. What it is, first of all, I'll explain that this is Red Shard, and we have the dates set so that through the end of November, this product is going to be active. It's going to be available. But then the first week of December comes, December 1st comes, that product is no longer going to be active. It'll be turning inactive. And what I've seen a lot of farms do is actually use this to preload the system. So they can take the time now to set up all their products now. So when it comes time, they're in the busy middle of harvest season and they don't have a ton of time, you know, they've done a lot of the work for them. So I see this all the time that people use this as a way to get ahead in getting their products listed and make less work for them in the long run. So how do we send this price list out to people? We want to get those active products out to the buyers. We want them to be able to see this. Simple. Just click on the email price list. So once you click on that, it's going to go to this screen. And it puts in the link automatically, which would go directly to your price sheet. You can put in any message you want. You can put in the different email addresses, the subject line, and it looks like it's coming from your email address. So you don't have to worry about them getting something saying, hey, you know, this is from Local Dirt, click on here. It'll say it's coming from, this is Doug's, naysbigsky@yahoo.com. So anytime Doug says this out to any of his buyers, it comes from him, and they know. So what a buyer will do, they'll just click on that link, and it'll bring them here. This is a price sheet. This is exactly what your customer is going to see when they click on that link. This is Alba Organics. They're out of California. You see their logo. You see their different products. Somebody can click on a product to get more information. You see how much is available, the price, the size you sell it in. A customer could even do a search if they wanted. So all they have to do is add the quantity that they want. Then they're going to add those items up in their shopping cart. So once they click add, they go into their shopping cart. And then you go to your shopping cart. You're going to recap your order. Make sure that you ordered the right amounts, the correct product, the color, let's say the correct total, and then you're going to choose your delivery date as a wholesale buyer. And again, when we talked about setup in the beginning, that was so that when you choose the delivery dates, only the delivery dates that farm will bring it to you are available. So I can't choose Saturday because that farm's not going to me on Saturday. I can only choose the dates that they have set up. So that is a little work in the beginning to get it set up, but once it's done, it's completely done and you don't have to worry about it. So other buyers will go on. Oh, I'm sorry. It automates invoicing and purchase orders too, of course. So once they go in and they check out, it'll shoot out a purchase order to both the buyer and the seller. And the seller has the opportunity to make any adjustments on the purchase order at any given point in time as well. So again, the farm lists their products, then the buyers go on, they buy directly from the farm. Payment is handled the same way it's always been handled, directly from the buyer to the seller. Whether it be check or cash or you bill them, it's handled the same way it's always been. The inventory is calculated in real time and the invoicing is automated as well. So here is an example of what just a random buyer would go on that doesn't have a price sheet emailed to them every day would go on and see. You can see that they do a search, they do organic, what department they're looking for, this is produce, and it gives up all the different options that are available to them that's delivered to them in their area. Again, that goes back to setting up your delivery schedule because these are only products that are offered to them. So So with that being said, I want to make sure that, again, you may not have caught every single little click I made, and that's okay because I threw a ton of information at you, but I wanted you to see it so that later, maybe when you're setting it up yourself, oh yeah, I remember that. Or when we have a phone conversation down the road, definitely know that I'm here to help you get all set up on Local Dirt. So that wraps up Wholesale, and I'm going to go ahead and hand it back over to Heather, who's just going to give us a quick recap.
Sure. So in summary, remember that when people buy local and organic because they value relationships, they really want to trust their farms, and they'd like to participate in their local community and support their local community. So when you engage with potential customers online by creating Facebook profiles or Twitter feeds or YouTube videos or local dirt profile, you're meeting those customers' relationship needs. There are so many free ways to market yourself online, and we really hope that you take advantage of all of them that are out there. But out of all these tools, only Local Dirt can take you beyond marketing too. We're happy to help you get started with free marketing and to strengthen your relationships with customers, and we're excited to answer your questions.
Okay, thank you, Heather and Cassie. We're about to start our question and answer period, and for anyone who missed the very beginning of the presentation, you can use the question box on your screen to type in questions and hit return. If you don't see the question box, you can click the small plus sign next to the word question to open it up. We'll be reading the questions out loud, and we'll answer as many as we have time for in the 30-minute question period. This webinar was also recorded, and it will be posted within the coming week on our website under archived webinars. I'll put the address of our website up in a moment. If after the webinar you have additional questions or we didn't have time to answer your question, you're welcome to use eXtension's online Ask an Expert system at extension.org/ask, or you can contact Local Dirt directly and you'll get an answer. Finally, we really value your feedback, so we'd very much appreciate it if you could fill out our follow-up survey, which you'll be receiving in an email today. So let's move on to the first question. Let's see. Can businesses use this for ancillary products like beehives, bees and hives, cheese-making products, chicken feeders, seeds, etc.?
This is Heather. I can answer that. And yes, it can be used for any local food items or items that are made on the farm. So for instance, meat, cheese, dairy, honey. We also put on dried herbs, and then also things that people make using their things that they raise. For instance, somebody sells wool on the site, and they even sell wool blankets because they make them off the farm. So we try and stick to anything that's local food, and we don't have crafts on there. I know there are some crafts at farmers markets, but anything that's local food, and even processed products like jams and breads, as long as a majority of the processing is done by that person or that business at that location, then yes, they can all be put onto Local Dirt.
Okay, here's a question. Do you have a relationship with Local Harvest, and do you work together with them?
We haven't worked together with Local Harvest yet. We have worked with other state organizations. It seems like every state has their own page that lists farm profiles. So we're working first with each of the states because we feel that the states have a closer connection to each of the farms and assist them in more ways than a national site. So we really are looking for partnerships that are local.
Okay, I'm a new Whole Foods vendor. Is Whole Foods using this system to log in and see price sheets? That would be great to use this to interact with Whole Foods.
Right. Whole Foods has their own ordering system, which is called IRMA, and we've had discussions with Whole Foods about price sheets that are on Local Dirt, being like developing an API that would put the price sheets into Whole Foods. We have not gotten that far yet. It's much more complicated than we ever imagined it would be. They do use Local Dirt to source products, so when they're looking for new buyers, then yes, they do use Local Dirt, but they still go through the same paperwork process, the same product upload process that they've done before.
Is there a way for your invoice to be connected with QuickBooks?
Yes, and in fact that should be done by the end of the month.
Okay.
So we're right now in the process of developing it. It's being developed right now, and it'll be finished in about 3 weeks, I believe.
Okay, here's another question. Does Local Dirt have an overall list of regulations on the sales of home-produced value-added foods?
We don't have a list of regulations because to acquire all those regulations and keep it updated at a national level would just be overwhelming for us. So what we do is we steer people back to their state organizations, their state Department of Agriculture, so that they can get more information about the regulations and they can get the most updated information. So we have and we allow a lot of things uploaded onto our site. For instance, in some states, raw milk is legal, and in other states, it is not. And we allow it to be uploaded as long as it doesn't violate any state laws, then it can be sold on the site.
Okay, we have several questions about your invoicing and reports. First one is there a quarterly or annual invoice/inventory summary feature?
So not yet. Cassie, do you have the PowerPoint? I think.
Well, yeah, I think I'm hoping I'm answering the question is that she is referring to being able to pull a report of what they did for in dollars amounts and how much product sold. So yes, there is, farms can run a report about how much they ran or how much they sold during a specific time period.
Okay, yeah, that answers another question too about the reports. And what other types of reports do you have?
We do by buyer. They do a breakout by dollar amount, and they do a breakout by product. And
Okay.
the invoices and purchase orders are always saved to Local Dirt. So at any point they need to refer back, they're on the Local Dirt site. They just don't disappear. So they can go on, they can log into Local Dirt, and they can see them too. But then they can also get a consolidated report by just running a report, which is really easily done right in our site.
Okay, here's a question about how long it will be free to participate. It says, I assume your NSF grant has an end date and you will start charging?
This is Heather. Our NSF grant goes through 2012. We do have a pending USDA grant, so that's why we have, you saw under wholesaler, it gave the price that we will charge in the future if we ever get to that point where we're not funded by grants anymore. And we agreed that we're never charging anything for profiles. We're never charging for direct marketing. The only charges that we will implement are a subscription fee, an annual subscription fee of $360 a year, and that's just for wholesale buyers and wholesale sellers. And so we put it on the site, so when you log in or when you register, you can see that price and you can see that it may happen in the future, but so far we don't have any plans of implementing it.
Okay, we have some questions about how you would differentiate Local Dirt from sites such as foodhub.org, Local Harvest, Farms Reach, and Market Maker.
Well, those are all so different. Can we take them one at a time?
Okay,
so,
I guess the first one was
because
Foodhub.
they're all completely different sites.
Yeah.
So,
So,
let's
so
see.
food. Do you want to take it, Heather?
Yeah, I did, and in fact, I'll go to so Food Hub, and I don't think I can log in, but I know that Food Hub.
They do more of the deals.
Right, I'm trying to get up the website. Food Hub does more of the deals, so they there it is. So they will post if you have excess product. So like if you have 300 pounds of tomatoes that's excess, you can post it on there, and then it's kind of like a Craigslist, and then somebody will respond to it, which is very different than ours, which is more of an ordering system. There's no ordering on Food Hub. It's you see what's available, and you pick up the phone and you make that connection and you make that one-time sale. So that's how Food Hub is different. And Local Harvest is different in that they do show profiles, but the profiles are always there. We require on Local Dirt that our profiles are updated annually. So if you don't update your profile, it's going to be taken down. And the reason for that was because we found some profiles on Local Harvest that were 10 years old, and some of those farms were no longer in business. And so for that reason, we wanted our site to be reliable. Local Harvest does do shopping, but the shopping is very different. It is ordering for shipping. So if I order this honey and bee products, it will be shipped to me, and then Local Harvest takes, I believe, a 15% off the top of that sale as well. So with our site, it's different. There's no shipping, and the payments do not go through us. They go directly to the farm, and there are no markups ever, and there never will be. What were some of the other sites?
Farms Reach and Market Maker.
Farms Reach. Farms Reach is similar. You need to log in to use Farms Reach, whereas ours is open. Farms Reach only works for wholesale. It does not work for direct marketing. So if you're selling at a farmer's market, Farms Reach isn't necessarily as open. This Farms Reach site is more for wholesale purchasing. And the next one?
Market Maker.
Market Maker. This is a tough one to come up with. There it is. So Market Maker, they sell their product to each of the states. So there is a charge. I believe it's $125,000 to get started with it. Farms can put up profiles, or anybody can put up profiles for farms to show products. Right now, again, they have product listings, but it's a Craigslist type of deal, just like Food Hub, where you put up a product and then somebody gives you a call and they say, do you still have the product? What's the price? And you negotiate. So it really is a Craigslist. Market Maker is in some states, not in all states. And I guess I should say that Food Hub is in the Northwest area. So neither of those are national sites, but they're both places, another place where you can get a profile up if they're in your state.
Okay, we had a couple questions about people that want to use local dirt if they're scheduling events on their farms. The first question is, could this tool be used to schedule educational programs that we hold on the farm? And another person wanted to know whether this site can be used for admissions or reservations.
Currently, right now, no. Whoops, I'll get to the site. So currently, if you have anything that's going on your farm, you can put it on your profile, but it doesn't schedule events. A place to schedule events is Facebook. That would be the best place. You can schedule an event that's going on in your farm. You can send it out to your friends on Facebook if your friends are on Facebook or your customers are on Facebook. And then you can even get them to sign up using Facebook.
Okay. Someone asked a question about whether or not he could see other vendors' price sheets on local dirt.
I guess the answer to that is it depends. When vendors put up their price sheets, and there are two different price sheets. There's direct sales and then there's wholesale. And you can see on the site going down here, these are the direct prices, and obviously those are open for everyone to see. So the price that you're going to sell to the farmer's market or off the farm, that's open for individuals or anyone to see. If you sell wholesale for delivery, it's a little different, and Cassie went through that, and let me get to that page. She went through showing how you sign up to where your products are going to be. Whoops. So, yep, there it is. So, when you post products for wholesale, you decide who's going to see it. So if you decide that all of Madison is going to be able to see your price sheet, then only the wholesale buyers and other wholesale sellers can see that price sheet who are in Madison. If you say that you deliver only to certain buyers, then no, nobody's going to see that sheet, only those buyers that you put in that box. So whatever you put in this box of your delivery area is really how you control who's going to see your prices. Although, as Cassie pointed out too, if I go to the next slide, you can also choose certain prices, certain people to see certain prices. So this exclusive pricing down at the bottom, any prices you put in exclusive pricing are not going to show. So if you have a special price for a special buyer that you've negotiated and agreed to, let's say you sell to Willie Street Cooperative Grocery Store for $2 a pound instead of the usual $2.50, and you put that in exclusive pricing, nobody is going to see that except for Willie Street Cooperative Grocery Store. Nobody's going to see that special pricing. So the only prices that are public are the ones that you make public. And anything that you want to hide, you can hide.
Okay. Do you have any advice on making initial contacts with wholesale customers, including restaurants and grocers?
Sure. I would say you can look at their profile sheets, definitely. Let me get up to there. You can look at their profile sheets and see what they're purchasing. Sending them a price sheet is also really helpful so they can see what you're offering. It really is, again, it's about relationships and finding out what they're looking for. Even if they sell, let's say, local apples, they may already have a local apple farm that they buy from on a regular basis, but just letting them know that you're out there and you're interested in selling and dropping off a couple of the products that you sell so they can see the quality and maybe even the packaging if you have packaging. So just different ways to build up trust in your product. The biggest challenge that wholesale buyers say about local food is they think, most often myth, I guess I would say, is that they think it's like farmer market food and farmer market prices. So they think that the quality might not always be there. They think that maybe people are trying to sell them the leftovers from the farmer's market. They're not sure about the packaging. So if you just drop off some product, just a little bit, to show them what you have to offer, that will go a long way.
Okay. There was a question about whether or not there's a PayPal payment option on Local Dirt.
We don't have a PayPal payment option. What we opted instead of PayPal to use was Google Merchant. And Google Merchant works exactly the same way as PayPal, except that they charge less to use it. Their markups are not as high, which is why we went with it. So what happens with that is when people go into the inventory, the invoice, if the farm has signed up for a Google Merchant account, then the buyer can pay them directly using that Google Merchant account through the invoice. So I know that we said that online payments never happen, but it is possible to accept online payments using Google Merchant. And again, the payments go directly to the farm. We don't see them. We don't know about them. All payments are directly from the buyer to the seller.
Okay. Here's a question about what kind of marketing you're doing to reach out to farms. I need more organic farms selling wholesale in Michigan.
We have a lot of, we've gotten a lot of national press over the past couple of years. Definitely with partnering with Locavore, the phone app, we plan on doing a very, very big press release coming up. We get tens of thousands of hits to the site. Cassie, what was the high this last year? I think it was...
was it 27,000 in 1 month?
Yeah, it was over 27,000 in 1 month we got. So definitely a lot of people are going to the site and finding it.
Okay. With all your data in the system, would you be able to help someone with feasibility study information?
We would. It depends on how much data you needed and how many people in that area are using Local Dirt. So we definitely partner up with other organizations because if they have a grant and they have a project where they need to track local food sales, by using Local Dirt for the ordering, obviously all of those sales could be tracked. If you're looking for a state feasibility, then it depends on how many buyers and sellers in your state are using it. And you can tell when you go onto the Local Dirt site just by doing a search how many people in your area. So this is the Madison area. Lots and lots of people are using it. This is just, there are a bunch within a short distance. We push up the people who have products up to the top of the list. So if you go further down, you'll see other farms that may not have products that are even closer. So it's one way to get an idea of how many farms are in your area. And yes, we could do data polls for an area saying how many products were sold. We can even give information about local prices for products. Say, what was the local price of asparagus in June of last year? And then we can tell you what the average was. So yes, we can give aggregated data like that. We never ever sell anyone's personal data. So any of the farm data, any of the sales data, we never let that information out.
Okay, here's a question about whether I can have a link to my price sheet directly integrated into my website.
Yes, you can, and there are some people who have done that. Cassie, do you have an example off the top of your head? Cassie, are you still there?
Not off the top of my head, of course not.
Oh, okay. I can think of Sunbow Farms. They have a CSA, and they put up their excess products in Local Dirt, and they put a link on their website for their CSA members to that excess product list, and then every week the CSA members can order online, and then when they go pick up their CSA box, they also pick up any additional products that they've ordered, and they pay for them when they pick them up. But she's done that on her own website, so her Local Dirt product list link is on her own website. And then when people click on that, they only see her products. They don't see the full listing of, as you see here online, of all products that are offered. So yes, is the short answer.
Okay, here's a question. I came in late, so I may have missed this. Can I get a consolidated list of how much of what has been ordered this week or today? In other words, if I get 15 orders and 3 of those folks ordered a bag of salad mix and 7 ordered a bag of spinach, do I need to compile my pick list, or will Local Dirt provide a list that says 3 salad mix, 7 spinach?
Cassie, you want to answer that?
Sure. Yeah, it definitely, you can do that. If I was logged in, I'd be able to show you, but it's under, it's what we called I'm thinking operating. Heather, can you remember the name of what we call it? I can't remember if you're not signed in.
Operating schedule. We'll give you a list of all the products, the pickups that you have for that day. So if you click on Tuesday, it'll show you all of the products, all of the orders that you have for that day. In our buying club, it also aggregates those product orders too. So for the buying club, if individuals all order and place their order, then it takes that order and aggregates it all into one order and sends that to the farm, to the buying club. So yes, you can do it both ways. It also works for wholesale. So if you say, all right, what deliveries do I have today? You just click on that day, Friday. What deliveries do I have Friday? And it'll bring up all the orders that you need to deliver that Friday.
Okay, we just have 1 or 2 more questions. The same person wanted to know who the farm was that lists their excess for their CSA members. I'd like to look at that later.
It was Sunbow Farms. You need to log into their site, though, as one of their CSA members. So they actually have it behind their password. So you can see their website, but you'll have to log in to see that product link, because they didn't want anybody ordering those products from them. They only wanted their CSA members to order the products from them. So that's why they have it behind a password.
Okay. This is the last question. I'm not sure I understand the entire question. It says, do you offer positive and negative feedback from buyers and sellers?
We do.
Ranking system, yeah.
Yep. I'm trying to get to a profile. So let's go to, I'm just going to click on any profile. I'm not sure if they've filled out their profile. So whenever an order is placed, and they haven't done orders through here, and they also need to put in a picture on that one, whenever an order is placed, an email is sent out to both sides saying, please rate how this transaction went, and then we assume, and so they rate it 1 to 5, and then they put in a comment. We assume that no news is good news, so if people don't rate how the transaction went, then the rating automatically goes through as a full 5 stars, and that's to reward ongoing relationships and ongoing sales. Let's say you sell to a restaurant every single week. Well, obviously, they're not going to rate you every single week, so it just automatically goes through as 5 stars every single week for the rating.
Okay, I think this is going to be the last question. Someone wants clarification about events. Would events educational programming not be appropriate because your local DIRT mission doesn't include it? I do see how we could use the classes we offer to promote our CSA and the other products we offer, especially when the classes are limited in size. It would essentially be a product for us with a quantity. Thank you.
Oh, so they're asking about listing events down at the bottom to order and be a part of. We've tried to keep all of the products that are down below only to local food. We have, you can put up CSA boxes down below, but we've never been asked about events down below. So I guess we haven't even discussed it yet and haven't even thought about it. So that would be something to contact us about.
Okay, we're running out of time, but I'd like to thank you all for your questions. As I mentioned before, if you have additional questions about local DIRT, you can contact local DIRT directly, and the address is on your screen. If you have additional questions about organic farming, you can use eXtension's Ask an Expert system at extension.org/ask. This webinar will also be posted on the eOrganic website at extension.org/organic_production under archived webinars. Thank you so much for coming again today, Heather and Cassie, and thank you all for joining us.